This is a loaf of white bread from the supermarket, and behind me is a river right in the center of Taipei in Taiwan. In this video, I'm going to take it right back to basics. We're going to fish like we did when we were little kids, with nothing but a hook, a line, and some floating bread. I'm going to take you around some of the most accessible spots right here in the center of Taipei, just to prove that you don't need fancy gear and a car to catch fish in this city. Let's go fishing. Alright, so welcome back to another video in Taiwan. Recently I've just had the urge to really simplify things and just go and catch a few fish. This year my fishing here has been pretty difficult. I've been struggling to catch some of the bigger species that I usually fish for, but on the other hand I have caught quite a lot of new species that I didn't really plan to catch, so that's been quite good. Usually when I come here I always start off by targeting snakehead. I've caught them every year that I've been here before. Last week I headed out with my friend Jordan to Yilan County, which is a county in the northeast, and it's an area that's absolutely full of water, a lot of rice paddies, small rivers, ponds, really suitable for snakehead. Last year I had a few days there and I caught one pretty easily, and I thought that if I could head out to an area like that that's a little bit less pressured, I'd have a good chance of catching a few. Unfortunately, this is fishing and it didn't go to plan. We spent the whole day there trying a few different spots. We didn't manage a snakehead. I did get a nice little consolation though. We found a nice little stream. We were fishing with some tiny lures in there, and I caught my first ever Taiwan chub, which is a species which only lives here in Taiwan. Very small, nice and colourful though. It's a really cool fish to catch. So that was nice, but it wasn't the target. And then I've been struggling to find the time to fit in my own snakehead fishing sessions here in Taipei City. Having said that, I did have a great morning yesterday morning with my mate Alan, and we headed up into the mountains to fish for jungle perch, which is a really highly prized species by the anglers here, and I was lucky enough to catch one, which I was absolutely buzzing about. So it's been pretty up and down, and it's been pretty hard going, to be honest. I've had to work very hard for the fish that I have caught. So today I just want to get back to catching a few fish and having a little bit of fun. Today we're going to be fishing a small river which is a tributary of the Danshui River. It's easily accessible, as all the spots in this video are going to be. I took the metro down here and I'm just walking to the area that I want to fish now. It's about a 20-minute walk. There are plenty of tributaries like this dotted all around Taipei City, and this one in particular I think is one of the coolest urban spots I've ever fished. I've fished here plenty of times before. It's actually the area where I caught my very first snakehead a few years ago, and because it's such a cool spot and so easily accessible, the snakehead have become highly pressured here. You can still catch them, but you have to put a lot of effort in, and I can't be bothered with that today. So I'm coming to fish for something which the local anglers don't really care about, and that is the humble carp. There are plenty of them all around the waterways in Taiwan, and they're usually pretty obliging because no one ever fishes for them. So with all that said, it's probably typical that I'm going to arrive at the spot now and not find a single carp. But hopefully they are there and we can put one or two on the bank. Okay, I think I've just spotted a few on this nice slack bend from up above there. So I'm going to get a little bit of bread in here and see if we can get them taking it. Nice big slack bend here, really slack actually. So it should be a good holding spot for carp. This river, I'll be honest with you, is a little bit polluted, as you can probably see. But I love this area so much because mixed in with all the kind of the apartments and the buildings that you can see all around is still a lot of nature. You can see all kinds of cool bird life around here. And it's also very green. So sometimes, especially when you're urban fishing, you've just got to look past the state of the water because it's still a really nice place to be. But because the water is a bit polluted, often the fish congregate around inlets where there's a bit of flow, where there's a bit of fresh water coming into the river, and that was where I was planning to head. So we won't wait too long here. We'll see if we can get a few feed in, but if not, we'll move straight on. Okay, we've definitely found a few feed in. We just want to get them feeding confidently now so that we can put a bait in there and try and catch them. For those of you watching this that are not from the UK, you might be surprised to know that carp are actually probably, and definitely really, the most popular fish to fish for in the UK. I think that might be because they're one of the biggest and they fight hard when they're caught. And actually in the UK, carp fishing is a massive industry. But obviously in places like this where people don't fish for them, they're generally, touch wood, not that difficult to catch. I don't really fish for them that much anymore, but I do still really have a soft spot for carp. I still love catching them. And trying to catch them on the surface like this with just a piece of bread kind of takes me back to my childhood and some of the more exciting fishing from those times. Yep. Whoa. There we go. Oh, I've lost him. Oh no. What am I doing? Oh, I've just lost one. Damn. Hook just pulled. I definitely should have checked that before. I think I was in a rush to get fishing. Drag was too tight and the hook's just pulled. So hopefully that hasn't spooked them too much. It didn't take long to get the bite. But yeah, see if we can get them back feeding again. Yeah, we're into one. Okay, let's get that on the bank to try and land it. Okay. There we go, he came up and really quietly took that. Just want to keep the line away from the rocks. Oh man, this reel is knackered. I actually had it repaired. The back wind's broken, but it seems that the drag's broken as well, so it's not ideal at all. Oh man, this drag is a nightmare. It's either too tight or too loose. There's no in between. I really want to land this fish. I can't put too much pressure on him because if he shoots off on a run, I've not got much that I can do with the drag. I'm gonna have to tear him out a little bit. There's some decent carp around this area. A couple of them are almost doubles. Oh, it's a grass carp. Oh, wow. Oh, it's a really good grass carp as well. Oh, what? I thought there were a few of them in there. I thought that when I was looking at them, I thought, that was a grass carp, and it is. Wow, I'm really buzzing about that. Let's make sure this one gets in the net. It's a good fish, you know. It's a good fish. It might well be a double, actually. And if you're not from the UK and you're not sure what a double is, we call a double, we call a fish that's over 10 pounds a double. And it's got another look at this one, and it absolutely is a double. So the reel is in an absolute right mess. So I'm praying we can get this one up to the net. Now I'm nervous. Because it's a grass carp and I haven't caught many of these. The reason that I'm so excited is because in the UK we don't have many of these fish. Come on. In my experience, the grass carp that I have caught in France, they go absolutely mental in the net. This fish is barely hooked, so I'm very nervous. And it's going on another run. Oh, come on, fish. I'm very nervous to give him too much pressure now because I've seen where the hook is and it's just in the side of his lip. I'll take a wet foot, let's take it. He doesn't want to go in. I wish I had a bigger net. I wish I had a bigger net. Now he's in. Now he's in. Just, Jesus, he's big. He's a massive grass carp. What? Oh my word. Okay. Well, what on earth is going on? I came down here just for an hour and a half fun fishing to try and catch a couple of little carp on floating bread. And I've ended up catching this monster grassy. I'm buzzing with that. I haven't caught a grass carp for years. I reckon that probably goes 13, 14 pounds. It's definitely over 10, definitely a double. Yeah, it's funny how things work out in fishing sometimes, isn't it? But I think that just goes to show how kind of unique and surprising the fishing in Taiwan can be sometimes. Look at that, a big urban grassy from this little river right in the center of Taipei City. What a catch that is. What a crazy catch. I'm gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get this fish straight back in the water. Whew. Oh, I am absolutely filthy. I didn't want to be getting in this water really, but things happen. Go on then, back you go. Oh, off he goes. I threw all my wet clothes into a rubbish bag and ran for the subway in my flip-flops, and I have to apologise to everyone on the subway that day because I was absolutely stinking. But it was all worth it to catch that grassy. And a few days later, I found a bit of time to head out again to another super accessible Taipei City spot. So today, I've come down to one of my favourite parks in Taipei City. This is Shuangxi Riverside Park. Now, I say one of my favourite parks, it's because it's a really nice place. It's not a great place for fishing, in all honesty. But I did come down here about 2 years ago and I saw a nice group of some quite big carp, bigger than I've seen in other places around Taipei. I haven't seen any of them today, but what I have seen is quite a lot of a really fun, unique little species called firemouth cichlids. Okay, I need to pause the video for a moment here to explain a few things. So firemouth cichlid is a direct translation of hawkall, which is the general name that people give to the cichlids here. In fact, there are a few different cichlid species in the waterways in Taipei, and I wasn't sure of their specific names until I got home and checked them. So basically, just ignore me every time that I say firemouth cichlid, and I'll write the real names of the cichlid species on the screen. And these fish are very strange looking and very strange acting as well. You can catch them on a little bit of bread, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do today. I've spotted quite a few in this little inlet area here. They're all mixed in with another species that you see everywhere in Taiwan, which is the tilapia. Tilapia you can't really catch because they feed on weed and algae. But these little firemouth cichlid, you can sometimes. Their behavior is really sporadic. Sometimes they'll attack bits of bread that you put in, no problem. Occasionally they'll just hover there and look at it for ages. So very strange fish. Let's see if we can get one or two on the bank, and that'll be a really good, fun way to spend an hour this afternoon. Come on guys, there's a few of them queuing up and to look at it. All the mullet are nibbling at it. Go on. Yes! Woohoo! There we go. Into one at last. Wow, there we go. We've got one. Let's go and have a closer look at it. All right, we got one, and that was really fun. These are a crazy little fish called firemouth cichlids. Very, very strange looking species, and it acts very strange as well. They bob around in little packs. They hunt down floating bread like it's a bait fish. Every now and then they attack it aggressively, and then other times they're just not interested whatsoever. They're a really strange fish, but they're really cool looking actually. You wouldn't mind putting one of them in your aquarium, would you? Anyway, it's good fun to catch. I've got about 20 minutes left. Let's see if I can get one or two more. Yes. Yeah, there's another one. Ah, yeah. Ah, okay. Just to prove it wasn't an accident, there's another. Wonder if that actually might be a slightly different subspecies. I'll have to check that when I get home. Looks a little bit different. The mouth is a bit more elongated and there are no teeth in there. I'll have to check that, but that could be some other kind of cichlid, that one. I really should be getting home, but I'm having such good fun. You know, sometimes taking it back to like what you did as a kid and just catching a few fish can be so fun. Oh, they're on it here. Yeah. Woo! Smallest one of the lot, that. There's another. Ah. Careful of that spiky dorsal fin. And then I don't know if we can see the teeth in there, but look, this one is like the first one I caught. Some small little brown teeth on the lip, so that tells me that the second one was definitely a different species. Anyway, oh, sorry, back you go. Anyway, I've got to go in 1 second, but I've seen a monster, absolute monster one down there. And if you'll take it, that'll be the perfect way to finish what's been a very fun hour. Another tiny one. And that one's a bit more like the second one that I caught, so. No, he's not. Oh, it's very spiky. Alright, he didn't want to mess around, he's gone straight back. That's it, I've got to pack up. Alright, I'm rapidly packing up because, as often happens, I've stayed way too late and I'm going to be late for work. So that was a great way to spend an hour in the city, and anyone can do that, right? If you come here on holiday, for business, whatever, and you've got a spare hour, get yourself down to this park. All you need is a bit of bread, a rod, a line and a tiny hook, and you can have a bit of fun like that. Anyway, the wind's picking up. I need to get going. Time to jump back on the metro and get back for work. Okay, so another day here in Taipei. It's actually really, really cold today. It's got down to about 11 degrees, but we're on the way to the third and final spot of the video. And today it's one of my old favorites. It's Nangang Park. Let's go. So this is Nangang Park. It's one of my favorite parks in Taipei, and it's really easy to get to. You just need to take the blue line and get off at Kunyang station, and then you've got about a 10 or 15 minute walk to get here. And if you are going to come here, on that walk from the metro station, you're going to pass by Tackleberry Tackle Shop, which is somewhere you've got to go and check out. Tackleberry is a tackle shop chain from Japan, and they've got a couple of shops here in Taipei. The Nangang shop is a really cool one to visit. It's got a really good selection of second-hand tackle, and sometimes you can find some real gems in there. But as for the park itself, it's one of my favorite parks in Taipei. It's in a really cool area actually, and it's got a big lake in it which is set against the mountains. Even though it's right in the middle of the city, this place is full of nature. Loads of cool bird life, kingfishers, herons, there are turtles bobbing about, and it's a very green place as well, so it's a really nice place to come and spend a few hours fishing. Unfortunately, I've run out of time on this trip, so I haven't been able to come fishing here today. I've come here for a little walk with the family today, but I have popped into the shop and got a nice fresh loaf of bread. So as I'm doing the loop around the lake, let's see if we can find a few fish so I can show you what I could have caught if I did have time to come fishing here this year. Now this spot here I know is good because I fished here last year and I caught a really unique looking carp. It was like a, I don't know, it had the length of a 3 or 4 pounder, but a huge belly on it. It was like a ball. So I caught that here, and I also caught 1 or 2 cichlids here last year. So basically, if you're coming down fishing with a loaf of bread, hook and a line, as we've been doing in this video, you've got quite a few carp to go at. The same species of cichlids that we caught the other day at Shuang Sea Park as well. And even goldfish. I've caught goldfish out of this lake before. And just down here a moment ago, I've spotted a really nice koi, so let's see if we can get him taking some bread. All right, while I'm standing here waiting to see if this koi is going to come up and take some bread, I want to tell you about another activity that you absolutely must do if you come out to Taipei. I go and do it every year with my girlfriend's dad, and we went yesterday, and it was as fun as it always is, and it's shrimp fishing. Now let me make it clear, this is not wild shrimp fishing up in the mountains in nice clear rivers. This is indoor shrimp fishing, and it's a really popular activity out here in Taiwan. And when you walk into the place, what you see in front of you, it's almost like a big swimming pool, and people are sitting around it, fishing for the shrimp and drinking beer as they go. And this is why it's so fun. It's something you can go and do with your mates. You can have a few beers while you're doing it and catch a few shrimp. It costs 300 Taiwanese dollars per hour, which is not really that cheap, to be honest. It's about almost £7 or about €8. But all your gear's included and the bait as well. The bait you use is just some small shrimps, and they'll give you a pole and line with a float and 2 hooks. Basically, all you do is you bait the hooks with the little shrimp, pop it in the water, wait for the float to disappear, strike, and you're into a shrimp. And all the shrimp you catch, you put them in a little keep net, and when you're done, you can grill them and eat them as well. And all right, it's not like the freshest, wildest shrimp, but they taste pretty good, and they go really nice with a cold beer too. And you're guaranteed to catch a few as well. Every hour the boss comes round and he refills the pool with fresh shrimp. Yesterday, to be honest, it was quite a slow day. I think I only caught 3, but thankfully my girlfriend's dad caught a few more. So between us, we had about 6 shrimp each. Yesterday when we got there, it was rammed. There were floats everywhere. So you have to take this kind of activity with a pinch of salt, but it's something that people here love to do. And it's very unique. If you're coming out to Taipei, I think you've got to give it a try. Anyway, this koi's disappeared, so I'm going to get moving and see if we can find some fish in some other spots around the lake. Alright, it's getting a little bit dark now, so I think we'll end the video here, but I hope I've shown you that fishing in Taipei can be super accessible. So even if you've only got a tiny little bit of time and not a lot of gear, you can still get out there fishing and catch a few interesting species, and you might even catch something surprising like a big massive grassy. And that's just another reason why Taipei is one of my favourite cities in the world. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.